There's nothing like fresh lettuce from your garden. Picking it, bringing it inside, and eating a salad 5 minutes later, I just love it. And every year I get so excited for lettuce season, and then it's like over before it starts. It gets hot, the lettuce starts turning bitter and bolting, sending up flowers. And if that's happened to you, you're not alone in Middle Tennessee. That's kind of just how our springs work. So lettuce is a cool season crop, and it really loves like nights in the 40s, days in the 60s. We really don't get that for very long. So if you plant all your lettuce at once, you kind of have this perfect window where it's amazing and then it's over. But last year, I was harvesting lettuce for months instead of weeks, and I was so excited and thrilled about it. So I'm going to tell you everything I did to make that happen, and it's really not that hard, and you're going to have lettuce for months as well. Okay, the first tip is super simple, but it is so key, and that is succession planting. Don't plant your lettuce all at once, plant a little bit every couple of weeks. And in Middle Tennessee, I'm actually starting lettuce inside in January, transplanting it out in mid-February, that's the stuff we were just looking at, and then continuing every couple weeks through mid-April or so. So you can see I've got a new row of lettuce right here that's coming along fresh on the heels of when I'm finished with that, or if it's getting a little bit weary. I really was actually did this by accident last year. Like, I knew about succession planting, but I kind of panicked at this time and thought, I don't have enough lettuce, I don't have enough lettuce, I need to plant a bunch more. And it was late in April, and that lettuce was just amazing through June, even though it was really hot. So I'm all about succession planting now. So the next tip has to do with how you harvest. And instead of taking out the whole plant, you come around and just snip the bigger leaves off of each one. And this leaves the new leaves at the center where it's growing to keep growing. So you kind of trim up the plant, but it keeps growing, and you can keep harvesting off of these same plants for weeks. It's really awesome. If you are feeling a little bit lazy and you don't want to be all particular about it, you can also just kind of grab it like a ponytail. Don't cut it all the way down, cut it about an inch above the soil and harvest like that. It'll still keep growing. This is like one of those things that once you do it for the first time and then you come back next week and see how this plant has completely grown up again, you're like, oh wow, okay, let's go ahead and eat this lettuce and harvest it up and not pull the plant and come back and harvest it again. It's thrilling. It's so exciting. So the next tip is actually to help your lettuce stay cool as the weather starts to heat up in the spring. And the easiest way to do that is to provide a little bit of shade. And so I've got an open spot here where I'm going to do my next succession of lettuce. And this is actually perfect because there's a big kale plant right here that's going to protect it from the afternoon sun. So it'll stay a little bit cooler in this area. You could also add shade cloth. See, I've got hoops here, which you could use for that if you've got, a whole bed that needs to stay cool. And also sometimes I'll come out in the afternoon with my hose and just gently mist the plants to cool them off if it's really hot and dry out. Keep them cool. So my next tip is actually kind of the opposite. Keep them warm in the really, really cold weather. And the reason these hoops are actually here, like I mentioned, I transplanted this lettuce out in middle of February, but we got a pretty cold snap, like down to 22, I think, in early March. So I just threw some frost cloth over this bed. They came through just fine. A little bit of protection can keep lettuce going here in Middle Tennessee from February to December. I'll be harvesting in December with my frost cloth over this bed. It's pretty incredible. Really, it's just like July and August that I don't have a lettuce harvest. Maybe early September. Okay, there's like 4 months that I don't harvest lettuce. That's pretty amazing. Okay, one more bonus tip is to do some research and experimentation into different varieties of lettuce. So you can find out whether they're more heat tolerant or cold tolerant, or whether they're better suited to your region. And then you can tailor your early successions to the ones that handle cold, and your late successions to the ones that might be resistant to bolting, things like that. I honestly haven't really done too much experimentation yet with different varieties because I just absolutely love Marvel of Four Seasons, which is a delicious butterhead lettuce that I find does really well for me all year. So I plant a ton of this. But I'm always encouraging experimentation, and I do want to pay a little bit more attention this year to what varieties I'm planting and whether or not they do well at the time I plant them. The kind of gardening I like allows me to come out, harvest a little bit from the garden, and eat it fresh every day. Come back tomorrow knowing there's going to be more for me. And the way I grow my lettuce, doing succession planting, using shade and frost covers, and especially the harvest method is what allows me to have salad for, I think, 8 months of the year. I even have achieved that amazing elusive thing of having fresh lettuce from my garden with slicing tomatoes for my BLTs. I'm so proud. So I hope that you will try some of these tips and extend your salad season as well, and let me know how it goes. Happy gardening.